Hi to all the students who are taking practical research 2 right now, which is quantitative research. In this video, I'm going to talk about the techniques in collecting quantitative data. So you are already doing your research, and here you are in chapter 3. You are going to identify now the techniques that you're going to use in collecting your data. Now we have different data collection methods in quantitative research. You know, my dear students, collecting data is one of the major components of your research. So you should not undermine the importance of collecting your data. Let's now start with the most commonly used quantitative data gathering techniques. Alright, so the first one is observation. When you use observation, you use your sense organs to gather facts or information about people, places, things, and events. Alright, so you use your senses, sense of seeing, okay? So you observe, you use your eyes and your ears, all right? So what you do, you watch, you listen to whichever you are observing, and then you record your results, or you record the results of your observation. You record the results of the functioning of your eyes and ears, all right? So that's what is observation. Now, we have two types of observation. We have the direct observation and indirect observation. Seeing, touching, and hearing the sources of data personally, meaning you personally are engaged in collecting the data or in observing, you call that as direct observation, okay? So you are there and you are observing, that's direct observation. The other one is indirect observation. Indirect observation is if you see or hear them not through your own ears and not through your own eyes, but by means of technological and electronic gadgets such as, audio tapes, video recording, and other recording devices that is used to capture the event, okay? The image or the sound, then that's indirect observation, okay? So direct observation class is when you directly observe. You are there, you use your eyes and your ears to observe, to listen, to watch, all right? That's direct observation. Now, if you are just using a technology, okay, let's say a video recording, or you're just listening to an audio recording, that is indirect observation, okay? Next class is we have survey. So the first one is observation, second is survey. It's a data gathering technique, rather, that makes you obtain facts or information about the subject or the object of your research. That is through gathering instruments of interview and questionnaire. So, class, if you are going to use questionnaire and interview, then your data collection technique is survey. Survey is actually the most popular data gathering technique in quantitative and qualitative research studies. Okay? So first you use questionnaire, then you use interview. Class, a questionnaire is a paper containing series of questions that is formulated for an individual and independent answering by several respondents or obtaining statistical information. So if you have your questionnaire class, then you conduct an interview, okay? An interview is being done as a survey data gathering technique, okay? What you do is you conduct an interview. You are the interviewer and you have the interviewee. And in the interview or during the interview class, you know, just similar to the questionnaire, you have questions. You have set of questions. Only that the difference is with interview, it's being done orally, okay? So if you conduct a survey, either you use questionnaire and interview, all right? And when you conduct an interview, by the way, you also have different sets of questions. And each set of questions have specific purpose. Let's say, when you conduct an interview, the first set of question is actually an opening question to establish friendly relationship with your interviewee. Like, you know, questions about the place, the time, the physical appearance of the participants, and non-verbal things, but not for audio recording. Second is the second set of questions. The second set of questions, class, these are generative questions to encourage open-ended questions, like those that ask about the respondents' inferences, their views, or their opinions about the topic, okay? Then, the third set of question is actually directive question. These are close-ended questions to elicit specific answers, such as, you know, those answerable by yes or no, with one type of an object or with definite period of time and the like. So that's the third set of questions. Then you have the fourth set of questions. The fourth set of questions are ending questions that give the respondents the chance to, you know, air their satisfaction, their wants, likes, dislikes, their reactions or comments about the interview. Here, class, it's also included here the closing statements to give the respondents, you know, some ideas or clues on your next move or exactly about the results of the interview. Okay? And when you conduct an interview, make sure that you use clear and simple language. Avoid using acronyms, abbreviations, jargons, and, you know, highfalutin terms. You don't need them. Then, let one question elicit only one answer. There should be no double-barrel question. Express your point in exact, specific, bias-free, and gender-free language. And of course, give way to how your respondents want themselves to be identified. Then you establish continuity or free flow of the respondents' thoughts by using, you know, appropriate follow-up questions. Then you ask questions in sequential manner. Okay, so you should determine which should be your opening, your middle, or your closing questions. All right? Okay, now class, we have first data gathering technique is observation, second is survey, third is experiment. Now, an experiment is a scientific method of collecting data whereby you give the subject a sort of treatment or condition, then you evaluate the results to find out the manner by which the treatment affected the subjects, and of course to discover the reasons behind the effects of such treatment or subject. The treatment group or the experimental group and the control group. Okay? So, experimental research uses experiments. Usually, class, you consider the following combination or mixture of the components that some research studies adopt. First is you give treatment and you give evaluation. Second is you give pre-test, then you provide treatment, and then you do the post-test. Third is you conduct pre-test, then you provide multiple treatments, then you do the post-test. Or you give pre-test, you provide treatment, then you provide an immediate post-test, and then you have a specific period of time before you do that, let's say 6 months, or post-test after a year, and so on. So it just depends on the combination of mixture of the components that you want to adopt. Okay? Fourth one class is content analysis. Content analysis is another quantitative data collection technique that makes you search through several oral or written forms of communication in order to find answers to your research questions. Now, this content analysis is usually used in quantitative and qualitative research studies. And this method is not only for examining the printed materials, but also for analyzing the information coming from a non-book material. For example, a photograph, videotapes, films, drawings, and the like. Okay? So, I'll repeat class. You have actually 4 quantitative data collection techniques that you can choose from. First is observation. Second is survey. When you do a survey, it's either you do questionnaire or you use interview. Then third is experiment, and fourth is content analysis. So you just have to identify which of these 4 are appropriate to use in your study. Alright, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video class, and good luck on your research. Goodbye.